It says it here in black and yellow. So have a read, because this is the most important thing that you need to know about trauma therapy and trauma recovery. Remembering isn't required to recover from trauma. Get that phrase and burn it into your brain and hold fast and never forget it. Because here's the thing, if you were to listen to some hypnosis experts on social media, you could easily be led to believe that the most effective way to help somebody who's experiencing trauma is to use regression hypnotherapy. Now, this is simply not correct. Using regression on someone who has experienced trauma is highly dangerous unless you are fully educated in regression work, because you could end up bringing them back into a scene that is traumatic, and the result of this could be that they don't just remember, but that they relive the event, and they end up feeling as if it's happening all over again. How traumatizing would that be? Now, here's a fact that you may not know. Remembering isn't required when you do trauma work. And the fact that you may not know is this, that this statement isn't just something that Susan Wallace is saying, but it is implicitly being said by so many different trauma experts from the field of psychology. And if you take a look, an overview of their work, you'll find that trauma experts such as Bessel Van Der Kolk, Judith Herman, Pat Ogden, Peter Levine, Babette Rothschild, Sue Johnson, and so many more, they all do what highly trained hypnotherapists do when it comes to trauma. And what they do is this. They go into the emotion. They go into the body. They go into the process. But they don't go into the past. Most trauma experts do what we call bottom-up therapy. They start in the body, where the memory of trauma resides. Because here's the thing, our clients don't have trauma feelings. They have trauma responses. So asking your client, how do you feel? It's really not going to create the kind of shift that you need. You have to look at how trauma is showing up in their reactions and in their responses. Now, on the healing trauma, through hypnosis course, you're going to learn how to work with the body and how to work with the trauma that resides there. So you learn how to work with procedural memory. That's memory that's stored in the muscles and in the tissues. You learn to work with the nervous system, and you learn to work with the cognitive memory. I break it down quite simply into, you learn how to work with the soma memory, that's the memory in the body, and you learn to work with the cognitive memory. Now, here's the thing. Your client doesn't need to remember what happened. And if they don't remember, or they don't want to remember, or if they just don't want to go there, that's okay. As Bessel Van Der Kolk states, it is the body who remembers. It is the body who keeps the score. And that's our starting point on the Healing Trauma Through Hypnosis course. Now, another way to look at it is this. We don't bring our clients back into the memory or the experience of trauma. We bring the memory of the experience up into the room with us, up into our space. And in Healing Trauma Through Hypnosis, space is a very special word. It means safe, place, accommodates. corrective experiences. Now, and when we bring memories and experiences into the present, into the therapy space, we work with our clients and together we examine those memories. We, however they appear, cognitive or body memories, that's okay. We modify them and we change the perception of them as they exist in our client's body, beliefs, behaviours and cognitions. And then what we do, it's really quite amazing. We return those memories reshaped and updated back into their historical memory, altered and changed for the better. And with that, we give our clients a new set of beneficial body responses to accompany that change. So write this down and learn it off by heart. Remembering isn't required to recover from trauma. Okay? Remembering is not required to recover from trauma. Remembering is not required to achieve closure, to heal and to move on. And this statement is so important to know. And it's not just something we use in hypnosis. Babette Rothschild uses it as one of her 8 keys in her safe trauma recovery. Remembering isn't required to recover from trauma. You can recover, your clients can recover, even if you cannot remember how trauma happened in the first place. And look, I'm not really telling you anything here that you don't intuitively know, because common sense will also inform you of how true this statement is. Because so many of us have experienced some kind of trauma, some kind of attachment trauma during our childhood years. Very often, even before we reached the age of 2. And if you, like me, were raised in either an anxious, ambivalent or an avoidant attachment family system, well then it may be that you too developed an insecure attachment style. But you've probably done work on yourself. And as a result of that, here we are today, and we are able to form secure attachment bonds and relationships. But not only that, we have learned how to become expert at modelling secure attachment for our clients. So you already know this. Remembering isn't required to recover from trauma.